Hey everyone, Emeka here. How's it going? In this video, I want to talk to you guys about something called your comfort zone. And your comfort zone is really something that I think everybody knows what it is. It's the level of comfort that you have when you're pursuing a new adventure, a new idea, a new job, a new relationship, anything new. And for myself personally, I know I've found myself at times stuck inside my comfort zone, doing the same things day in and day out, not because they were easy, but just because they were comfortable. I became complacent. Getting outside of your comfort zone can be one of the most exhilarating and one of the most beneficial things that you can ever do for yourself. I can tell you countless times where I went outside of my comfort zone and my whole life completely changed. Whether it was introducing myself to a cute girl I was sitting beside, at a hockey game, that ended up being my wife. What if I was just smiled at her and I didn't introduce myself because it was easier not to? It was more comfortable just to hang out and talk with my friends than introduce myself to this new face, right? What opportunities are you missing out on in life because you're just staying inside of your comfort zone, inside of those same four walls that you've been in your entire life? Think about the possibilities of doing something every single day that scares you. Think about that for a second. And that could be a little thing. It could be walking around the block for some exercise because you need more exercise, right? It could be picking up the phone and making that call to a friend, a family member, somebody that you've lost touch with, that you know deep down inside that you want to reconnect with. It could be, what else could it be? It could be really anything. Thinking back to my sales, my sales experience back in the day, going outside of your comfort zone. I got a good example of this. I used to teach people how to sell products and whatnot. And I would see a lot of people, brand new, never sold anything in their entire life, nervous, nervous to the point where they're just sweaty palms and they were completely out of their comfort zone. But what ends up happening is they push themselves out of their comfort zone, and then they do something that a week before they thought was completely impossible for them, right? I remember this one girl. She suffered from what was it? It was one of those speech, very social anxiety disorder, and my approach is, it's like you push people out of their comfort zone. That's just how I view life, and that's what I was doing with this girl, and gently and of course with her permission, but little steps she kept making. And this was a girl who was going to therapy for this social anxiety disorder. This was a girl who, she would go into the other room to make phone calls because she was too afraid to call people around other people. This was something she was suffering that was hindering her life. And I remember sitting down with her multiple times where she's breaking down in tears because she's so outside of her comfort zone. She's so terrified. But there was a part of her that was saying this was so right because this was exactly what she needed. And, I'm not in touch with her anymore, but, at the end of the time that she was working with me, this was a girl who was so shy in the interview. She was by the end of the summer giving speeches to the entire office. She said that she accomplished more in the few short months, working on the team than she did in years of therapy. Because that's what going outside of your comfort zone can do. It can literally just change your life. Your greatest life is outside of it's on the other side of what you're most terrified from. What you're most terrified from is the thing you need to be running towards the most. Robin Sharma, I believe, says that quote quite a bit. Run towards your fears. Run towards your fears. Don't let your fears control you. I'll share another story with you going outside of your comfort zone. Years ago when I took a sales job, I grew up being terrified of dogs. And I mean terrified. Goes back to childhood trauma I'm not getting into. But, I did not like dogs. To this day, I still don't like dogs. I'm a cat person, but I'm not afraid of dogs anymore like I was. And I took this job and, it required going to people's houses. And, within my first week, I was going to people's houses and I'd knock on the door and I would hear ruff, 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 and these dogs. And I'm like, oh no, because I don't want to look terrified in front of my customer, but dog owners know when somebody's really nervous around dogs, and I would be all clenched up and the dog would be sniffing and doing its dog thing around me. But, it was a thing where I was like, man, I should... do I want to do this job? Because I don't want to be dealing with all these dogs all the time. It wasn't all the time, but it was more than I wanted. And I made a decision right there that, hey, okay, yes, I'm afraid of dogs. I admit it, but I am going to go full force and run towards that fear. And I'm going to overcome that fear because I have to. Right, you can't go through, I can't imagine what it would be like going through your whole life afraid of something, right? And like I said, now I'm no longer afraid of dogs. I don't like dogs, but I'm not afraid of them anymore like I was because I faced that fear. I got out of my comfort zone and I went towards what I was most afraid of. And when you run towards your fears, they run away from you. So anyways, I just wanted to make a quick video on this because, whether whether you're watching because you're, an aspiring Kindle publisher or you are a publisher or whatever it is, we all have things that we're afraid of. We all have things that we're more comfortable going back to. But I'm saying, hey, don't get comfortable. Break through what you're most afraid of. Run towards your fears, and your greatest life is on the other side of what you're most afraid of. So, hey, anyways, if you like the video, you know what to do. Give it a thumbs up. Appreciate seeing this. Hey, if you're brave enough, I challenge you in the comment section below. In the comments, let me and let the world know, what are you most afraid of right now? What's your biggest fear? What's the fear holding you back? I know it'll take guts to put that in the comment section, but you know what? Admitting it in public is the first step to chasing it down and having that fear run away from you. Anyways, guys, hope you liked the video. Until next time, speak to you soon.